Prince Harry in shame as his close friend Lord Vivian blocks him from his wedding ceremony in UK. If you thought the drama surrounding Prince Harry's wedding was over, think again. A shocking revelation has just surfaced that has left everyone in the royal sphere talking. Picture this. The man who once stood side by side with Harry, one of his closest friends, is now blocking him from his wedding ceremony. Yes, you heard that right. Lord Vivian, a key figure in Harry's life, has turned his back on the Duke of Sussex at a time when it seemed like there was already enough controversy surrounding the royal couple. But why would someone so close to Harry take such a dramatic step? Let's dive into the twisted web of royal drama and examine how the Duke of Sussex found himself at the center of a scandal no one saw coming. Trust me, this is going to be a roller coaster of emotions, revelations, and a whole lot of unexpected twists. The Band of Brothers. What went wrong? It's no secret that Prince Harry and Lord Vivian shared a bond that many might describe as unbreakable. A friendship forged in the high-stakes world of the British monarchy. These two were practically inseparable. Lord Vivian, with his long history of loyalty to the royal family, was one of the key figures who stood by Harry's side during one of the most talked-about weddings in modern history, Harry's marriage to Meghan Markle. Back in 2018, the wedding was a global spectacle. From the extravagant celebrations to the world-famous guests, it was a moment that marked the beginning of a new chapter for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Among the familiar faces in the crowd was Lord Vivian, a man who had spent years as a trusted confidant and close friend to Harry. But here's where things start to take a strange turn. Why, after all these years of friendship, would Lord Vivian distance himself so dramatically from Harry, especially when tensions within the royal family were already reaching a boiling point? What was the final straw? You'd think that after such a major life event, these two would remain allies. But the truth is, there's more to this story than meets the eye. Behind the scenes, the friendship that faltered. Let's take a step back and explore the foundation of Harry and Lord Vivian's friendship. For years, they were known as the ultimate band of brothers. Through thick and thin, these two shared everything from private jokes to heartfelt confessions. Lord Vivian, coming from a long line of aristocrats with strong ties to the royal family, was no stranger to royal life. He knew the pressure, the media scrutiny, and the expectations that came with being in the royal circle. In many ways, Vivian was the perfect friend for Harry. He provided a safe space away from the prying eyes of the media. Yet, it appears that their once solid relationship started to crumble under the weight of Harry's decisions. As Harry and Meghan's relationship became increasingly controversial, things began to change. Their decision to step away from royal duties shook the very foundations of the monarchy. While some rallied behind the couple, others, including close friends like Lord Vivian, began to question their choices. Now, it's not just about their departure from the royal family. It's about the deep rift that has formed within Harry's inner circle. How did a friendship that once seemed so unbreakable become so fractured? The fallout. What prompted Lord Vivian's decision? So, why did Lord Vivian suddenly block Harry from his wedding ceremony in the UK? To understand this, we need to examine the bigger picture. The relationship between the royals and their closest friends has always been delicate. But when Harry and Meghan decided to step away from their royal duties, they inadvertently stirred up a hornet's nest. Lord Vivian, while still loyal to Harry on some levels, may have felt torn between his deep respect for the monarchy and his friends' unconventional choices. The move to distance themselves from the royal family was not just a personal decision for Harry, it was a political statement that had ramifications across the entire royal network. It's also worth noting that Lord Vivian has always been a man of duty, a trait that resonates deeply within the aristocracy. As someone who values tradition and the sanctity of royal responsibilities, it's possible that he viewed Harry's actions as a betrayal of those values. Blocking him from the wedding ceremony could have been Vivian's way of signaling his disapproval, a dramatic gesture that spoke louder than words. But was it just disapproval, or was there something deeper at play? Could Lord Vivian have felt abandoned by Harry? After all, once Harry and Meghan took the bold step to leave the royal family, they started to build a new life on their own terms, leaving many of their former friends, like Vivian, questioning where they stood. The ripple effect. How will this affect Harry's future? This decision by Lord Vivian isn't just a personal blow to Harry, it's a signal of something bigger. It's not just about one friendship ending. It's about the unraveling of a network of relationships that have been decades in the making. What does it mean for Harry's future? Let's face it, Prince Harry has always lived in the shadow of tradition. From birth, he was molded into the role of a royal, a position that came with a set of responsibilities and obligations. By choosing to break away from the monarchy, Harry set himself on a path that not only distanced him from his family, but also from friends like Lord Vivian. The question that now looms is this: will Harry be able to rebuild these relationships? Or will he forever remain on the outside, watching from a distance as his closest allies fade away? It's a challenge that many of us can relate to, navigating friendships during times of change. We've all experienced moments when a significant life decision causes a rift with someone we care about. It's painful, it's confusing, and it often leaves us questioning our choices. But as we'll see in the next section, there's always the possibility of reconciliation, if both sides are willing to meet in the middle. The road to reconciliation. Can Harry and Lord Vivian mend their friendship? Now, let's look at the possibility of healing this rift. Is it possible for Prince Harry and Lord Vivian to repair their relationship? While it may seem like the end, the truth is friendships, even the most broken ones, can sometimes find their way back. For Harry, it's all about reconciling his past with his present. He has made decisions that have upset many, including Lord Vivian, but those decisions were made based on his desire for independence and happiness with Meghan. To move forward, Harry will need to acknowledge the pain his actions have caused and show his commitment to mending the ties that have been severed. On the other hand, Lord Vivian, who has always been a man of tradition and honor, might have to reconsider his stance. Perhaps his loyalty to the monarchy is strong, but his friendship with Harry. Lessons from Prince Harry's struggle. What we can all learn about friendship and loyalty. Prince Harry's journey has been one filled with public scrutiny, personal triumphs, and, of course, friendships tested by time and circumstance. But if there's one thing his story highlights, it's the delicate nature of loyalty in relationships. Whether you're a royal, a celebrity, or someone simply navigating the ups and downs of everyday life, the challenges Harry faces are universal. Let's pause for a moment and think about how many of us have found ourselves in situations where friendships or connections started to unravel. Maybe it was because of a disagreement, a life-changing decision, or simply a misunderstanding. But what do we do when the people closest to us start drifting away? How do we handle the weight of that emotional burden? For many, Harry's struggle might feel familiar. The decisions we make often affect more than just ourselves. They impact the people we care about. And when those relationships are tested, it's easy to feel like there's no way back. But as Harry's situation shows, it's not always about making the right choice immediately. Sometimes, it's about reflection, owning your decisions, and taking the necessary steps toward reconciliation, no matter how difficult it might be. So, what can we learn from Harry's predicament? 1. Friendship requires effort, especially during change. We've all been there, facing pivotal moments that require us to make big decisions. Whether it's choosing a career path, a relationship decision, or, in Harry's case, distancing himself from royal duties, the choices we make don't just affect us. They affect our friends and family as well. When life changes, so do the dynamics of our relationships. Harry and Lord Vivian's friendship was built on a shared history, but the moment their paths diverged, the foundation of their bond was shaken. But this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's simply a reminder that maintaining friendships requires work, especially when circumstances change. Friendships, like all relationships, require open communication, effort, and understanding. We need to acknowledge the pain caused by changes, but also be willing to invest in finding a way forward. For Harry, this might mean taking a step back and reflecting on how his actions have affected those he cares about. For the rest of us, it's a reminder that maintaining deep connections takes time and commitment, especially when things don't go according to plan. 2. Embrace the pain. Growth often comes from struggle. Let's face it, No one enjoys conflict. But sometimes, the most difficult moments in life provide the greatest opportunities for growth. In Harry's case, the pain of losing a close friend like Lord Vivian may be one of the most challenging moments he's faced in recent years. But pain, while uncomfortable, can often be the catalyst for personal growth and change. For Harry, this might be the moment to re-examine his priorities, to reassess what truly matters in his life. The loss of Lord Vivian is not just a personal tragedy, it's a wake-up call. Maybe, just maybe, this heartache will push him toward becoming a more self-aware, empathetic individual. And for us, the takeaway is clear. Life struggles, while uncomfortable, often lead to our greatest growth. Sometimes we need to feel that pain to understand what needs to change, to refine our perspectives, and ultimately, to improve ourselves. 3. The power of forgiveness, a path toward healing. In any relationship, forgiveness plays a crucial role. Whether it's forgiving someone who's hurt you or seeking forgiveness for your own actions, it's an essential part of moving forward. With Lord Vivian's decision to block Harry from his wedding, it seems like forgiveness is now at the forefront of their relationship. But it's a two-way street. For Harry, the path toward healing might involve reaching out and acknowledging the hurt caused by his actions. It might also require him to recognize the impact of his choices not just on his family, but on his friends, too. For Lord Vivian, forgiveness could mean letting go of the bitterness he feels about Harry's departure from the royal family and recognizing that his friend's journey is just as complex as his own. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, it means understanding and finding a way to move forward. It's often the hardest thing to do, but it's also the most powerful. 4. Know when to let go and when to fight for a relationship. One of the hardest aspects of friendship and relationships in general is knowing when to let go and when to fight for the connection. Harry's decision to separate from the royal family was undeniably monumental. It was a choice that irrevocably altered his